Hey everyone, it's me. Welcome to the series, The Book of Revelation, Part 34, The New Heaven and the New Earth. As we continue to walk through the Book of Revelation, we find ourselves in the last two chapters, chapters 21 and 22, which depict a vision of the future that has already begun, but its full realization is yet to come. John writes about the new heaven and the new earth, which will be the eternal dwelling place for all believers, and he describes the events leading up to this new creation. In Revelation 21, we see earth made new. There is no more pain, no more death, no more tears, no more sin, and no more suffering. God dwells with his people, and paradise is restored. This is the ultimate hope for every believer, a sinless, eternal home with Christ. To understand what we read in Revelation 21, let's break it down into three sections. First, there is the judgment of the old order. John writes about the fall of Babylon, the great prostitute, who is judged for her pride, her luxury, and her idolatry. Then there is the cleansing of the temple. The book of Revelation goes back to the Old Testament imagery of the temple in order to show that God's people will dwell in the presence of God. And finally, there is the creation of the new heaven and the new earth. In a vision of complete restoration, John sees the old order judged and destroyed, but also God's people and God's temple made new. The first section covers verses 1 through 8, and here we see Babylon judged. We read about the fall of the great prostitute, who is identified as Babylon, and her destruction is celebrated because she has made the wine of her fornication the kings of the earth drink the wine of the wrath of God. So let's just stop there for a second. Who is this great prostitute Babylon? Well, many think that Babylon is an actual city in Iraq, ancient Mesopotamia, where the famous Hanging Gardens were located. But there's another way to look at this, and that is that Babylon is representative of any kind of worldly pleasure that opposes God. So, for example, we could think of the entertainment industry, which uses sex to sell products. That would be Babylon. Or we could think of political parties that use sex as a way to gain power. That would be Babylon as well. Or we could think of any kind of sinful pleasure that takes the place of God in our lives. That, too, would be Babylon. So in these verses, we see Babylon judged because she has made the kings of the earth drunk with the wine of her fornication, and they have played her part and committed fornication with her. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have become rich from the abundance of her luxury. Who are the merchants of the earth? Well, these are those who profit from the sins of others. They are the ones who make money off of people's addictions and their immorality. But Babylon is judged because she has made the wine of her fornication the kings of the earth drink. She is judged because she has caused the kings of the earth to sin. And so in verses 9, we read about the fall of Babylon, the great city, which is divided into three parts, representing her great wealth, her great pride, and her great idolatry. Now, if you want to hear the rest of the judgment of Babylon and the creation of the new heaven and the new earth, along with the return of Jesus Christ,